to see if anybody comes on here. I know it's early on a Monday. I know a lot of people are either sleeping or have jobs, or hopefully you're in your little laboratories making some crazy tracks. So I'm just doing what I do every day. Doing my 30 minutes treadmill after training weights, and just finished off our anniversary weekend. Me and my wife, married 1 year, been together 5 years, have kids and everything. I ate a little more than I normally do this weekend on the carbohydrate side, considering that I'm like dieting. It's been a month, but it's okay. The water weight will come back off. But let's talk about the whole music manager thing. And I'm trying to be quiet because there's people here. I'm at the gym. I like to talk when I work out. Not to other people, really, just get my thoughts out on that. Not when I work out, not when I'm doing weights or anything, but when I'm on the treadmill, it's a boring thing. It's monotonous. You just kind of keep going. So this gives me something to do. And I get to share some information with you guys. So it's a live video. I just started doing these, so I don't know really how many people are going to see them just yet. I don't have a tremendous channel yet, but I hope that what I say is helpful. And here's the thing. So I posted an article at maxbeats.com a while ago about music management for artists. And, you know, do you really think you need one? Need a manager? And the truth is that it all depends, man. I mean, the whole thing is like, when you think of the word music manager, are you at the point in your career where where you need someone to actually help manage what you're doing? Like you can't do those things by yourself because there's just too much to do? Usually the answer at the beginning of your career is no. Those are the things that you should learn how to do. And those are the things that I did. I mean, I was making my own demo tapes on cassette. I was making my own graphics. I would like paste them to the inside of the cassette case. And then I would make my own phone calls and my own meetings. And I did that for years before a manager came along. Eventually I got a really great manager by doing all that footwork first. I avoided all the fake and crappy managers by doing all the stuff that I could do by myself. So when people would step up to me and say, hey, I want to manage you, I was like, well, what can you do that I can't do for myself? And that's the thing, like, you want to hold off on music management until you're at a place where you have a product that's so undeniable. You have people that are basically saying they want to work with you on a constant basis, and then you get to the point where like I can't even handle this anymore. Like, to do the work that I have to do for my clients, and then have somebody actually like answer phone calls and make phone calls and set up meetings, that takes a while to get to. So I would say, in my personal opinion, that you don't need a music manager right off the bat, unless, like I said, you have so much going on that you can't manage it yourself. That's my 2 cents on that. The truth of the matter is, I've gone through a lot of managers in my career where I got to points where I was like, it would really be great to have somebody to help me right now so I can kind of do what I do. And then I would let people into my life, and they just weren't any better for me than what I already could do for myself. And that's kind of a huge takeaway, that I learned so much already about the music business, that I was able to do so much for myself, that it actually set the bar higher for anybody else that was coming into my business. Like, they had to be really good at what they did. They had to provide something of value to me that I couldn't myself, or I didn't want to do. So, you know, like, let's just say, like, I want to be in the studio and I want to work on the projects that I have, but I want someone else to find new contacts, maybe label contacts, and set up meetings where I have to get in the car or on a plane and travel to those meetings. Well, then that's a case where it's like, you have somebody setting up things for you, you're paying them a percentage to do that groundwork, and then when it's time to go to the meeting, you go, or you send them on your behalf to go, depending on who they are and how trustworthy they are. And obviously they would be trustworthy enough for you to have doing those phone calls for you already. So the management thing is not, I think I see too many young artists kind of like getting their start, and they think that it's part of the puzzle early on. Like, I have to have my music, I have to have a manager. No, it doesn't. That's not the way it works. You have to have your identity, you have to have your drive, you have to have your music, and you have to make relationships with people as best as you can first, as an artist connecting with producers. Let's just say you're an artist and you hit me up and you Mig, hey, I want you to, you know, I'm really thinking about hiring you. Now I had somebody just hit me up 2 days ago. I mean, it's all the time. Like, hey man, I've heard some of your remixes. I've heard some of your tracks. How much to do, you know, blah, blah, blah on my next project. And we just have a conversation. That's it. I don't need a manager to do that. They don't need a manager to do that. It's a conversation. I always say, like, hey, I'll work with you. Let me know what's going on in your career and your life. Like, where are you right now as far as like things? What's your budget? What's your schedule? Yeah, that stuff doesn't require management. And that's where a lot of guys are early on in their career. They're just at the point where they're building relationships with other artists and other producers. So until you're in a situation where it's like, and I was, where you've got 3-4 publishers calling nonstop, like, hey, we want to sign you. We want to, you know, we heard your songs on this artist or that artist. You're like, okay, I need to now turn it over to someone who can manage those situations, or to an attorney. Like, I had an attorney who was actually managing as well. I happened to be an attorney, but he was a music manager. So that was that was a bonus for me, because I could say, hey, I got all these people calling for this. Could you handle that? And he can handle the whole thing. So that's really it for that, man. It's pretty simple. If you don't have anything to manage, then you don't need a manager. And what I mean by that, you have to have a workload of things that put you in a position where you're just like, hey, if I don't get someone to manage this stuff will not get done. I always recommend going and trying to do as much as you can at first. I manage my own career at this point. 25 years I've been doing this shit. And I manage my own career. And I have lots of partnerships with production companies and TV companies and film companies and advertising companies. And I manage most of that. So if I can do that, you certainly can do that starting out. As a matter of fact, you'll be proud of yourself when you close deals on your own and you learn how to talk to people. You'll be proud of yourself. You'll be like, you know what? It's empowering to know that you're not putting all your eggs into somebody else's basket for them to go do whatever they want to do with your eggs. Weird analogy, but I've also been in a situation where I've trusted people to represent me, and they've gone and taken my work and they've pushed it off as their own. And that's a feeling, that's a hurting feeling when you trust somebody enough to let them in and then they go and they misrepresent you or themselves even using your work. That really blows. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna get back to this treadmill thing here. I'm trying to get like seriously in shape this year, you know. And like I said, even about this is a great way to start the day for me. I always feel like I've already accomplished something before I even set foot in the studio. I'm like, I already did something good for myself, and it puts me in a positive state of mind. So that's why I do this. All right, you guys have a great day. Peace out.